Hello, and welcome to another Rangaroo with me, Rangaroo, and today we are doing a 4v4 on Hop and Glory. So, on the Redfor side, we have Steel Sapka Usanka, that's what it said in the replay, but we have ML Alexander, ZhukoDim, VadimSuvorov, and Trusty. While on the Redfor side as well, we have METR, Steel Balauka, Serega, SysTn, and Valentine represented Steel Balauka. And so we have two Redfor matches. That's one of the first mirror-sided matches I've ever casted for Wargame Red Dragon. So it shall be interesting to see. And this should get underway very soon. Any minute now. Any second. And away we go. Got an F7B off the bat. Very cheap interceptor. And yeah, glorious MIG spam. It's been a long time since we met MIG spam. I almost missed you. Almost. But just lots of planes coming out. Lots of planes. Also like to note, Steel Sapaka was basically this team here. They're blue and Steel Balauka are in the red. It doesn't really say anything in the team things yet. Hopefully I'll fix that soon. And just, that's a lot of planes. A few of them did get shot down, but that's really about it. We have a helicopter off heading into Delta. All very nice mix of Hinds, KAs, there's a lot of stuff. And yeah, there's one anti-helicopter. Yeah, we have a Igla that's going to start be shooting the Z9s. Over here, Blufor are moving up into Charlie, a little bit of helicopter, so into Gulf to secure that area. But it seems like Redfor's main offensive at the moment is in Delta. It did manage to unload the Spetsnaz infantry and Spetsnaz VMFD squad. But we have a lot of infantry very close by for Alexander, a bunch of U-Bries, yeah, a bunch of U-Bries and some band tanks. 24s. Let's fire and roll on the ground. There we have Spetsnaz in the town. Bit of a bombing run there, MiG-21S's dropping in some clusters, and out to get those armoured transports, easy peasy like. Mid, everything seems under control. And yeah, Blufor's sort of moving up onto this little area here. Having this little town is quite nice as it allows you to attack into Gulf and Foxtrot quite easily while defending Delta. So it's a very advantageous town to have. And Trusty is trying to get his paws on it. PGC, yeah, telling that MA to piss off. In the mid we have Spetsnaz on you, yuck action. And the Spetsnaz are just completely destroying the infantry. No big surprise there. They are Spetsnaz. More infantry coming in. Some Juk Riders. Good old best Korean reserve infantry. It seems like this town will come under Redfor control. And they should be very easily be able to clear the rest of the sector. Up top here. Oh, BTR's moving up. And they're kind of being a little bit ambushed by some armoured transports. Five's dropping in some Nate. 34 reinforcements. Good old T-34s. The advantageous town is under control by a Redfor at the moment. Have a bunch of Juk Riders and Commandos in the back as well. And they are going to deny Blufor or the other Redfor team from moving up. Or Team Usanka. Yeah, I like that. That works for me. Balauka are moving up on Gulf with their lead rounds and quite a decent tank force from T-72 rounds. Very nice North Korean 50-point tank with an exceptional gun. And yeah, see, Gulf is pretty lightly defended, only it's 1 CTG and 62 in it. Now over here we have a J7 coming up. Now it's going to be dropping its 1,000 kilogrammer on Delta. Your ban tank on ban tank action. Which tank will ban the other, even though it's technically an infantry unit. I guess ban means anti, like anti in Korean. So it's like anti-tank fagut. Or fagot. T-72M's moving up. Getting very close to the ZTGs. There's some reinforcements coming in. Some infantry reinforcements. Oh, and an SU-25T. SU-25T, just brilliant anti-tank unit. With its crazy amount of ATGMs. Those HQs can't even shoot back out of ammo. Yeah, you can't actually see anything though. So yeah, SU-25T is sort of just circling for no reason at the moment. Oh, it's gonna get a T-72, oh, yeah, and pop, pop, pop goes Riesel. Redfor might want to just slap a CV down here and just try to get the points. Or just try to get as many points at the moment. They do have pretty decent control over Echo, even though we do have this one recon squad here. The North Korean female sniper squad overlooking the hill. We have a NATO assault, once you rise. Sing Zings, very funny Asian names. And yeah, it seems like Blanca has to be decently ahead in the lead at the moment. Just constant bombing runs on Blanca's town. Jump right at holding point. They're still holding this area quite well, even though they have a bunch of nasty stuff all around it. Maybe a good ATGM unit around the side would really, really go a long way with stopping these vehicles here in the open. And Blufor are moving up onto Go. They can capture, so they can really deny the point that Delta would give them. And capturing Go, after you capture it, it's a pretty easy area to defend. Because as you see, all around it, it's just open ground. Just plop a recon unit here, a recon unit here, put some anti-infantry stuff by the hills, and a couple of ATGMs, and boom, Gulf is under your control. And also, it's quite a long reinforcement line from India into Gulf. So a very easily defendable location that would be very advantageous for Blufor to capture, or Usanka to capture. It does seem like Usanka is in the blue. They are making some progress into the Delta town. Do some infantry in the sectors. Redfor is constantly pouring out reinforcements. SU-100 beanies, very archaic World War II tank destroyer. And Blufor does have a nice control over his top part of Delta here. His tank in position to cover this open ground. Five, some more bombs. And Blufor may just retake his back. They're pouring out a lot of infantry into the sector. A lot of it is reserves. But Redfor really, only thing they really have left of substance are these Chuck Riders and Mock Striker, and they're kind of getting killed. T-34's going around the flank. Oh, we have tankies here. Force rifles giving some suppressive fire. And there's constant bombing runs from Usanka, clearing out the Redfor positions, and a very good job. An absolutely spectacular job at that. Blufor, and they have Usanka has also captured Gulf. It's under their control, but we have a bunch of T-55s pouring into the single file down the road. Do we really have? Yeah, we do have that T-72M, ZT, GQ. Not too much anti-tank stuff here. It was at least Janjar, napalm launchers. not normal RPGs. T-55s just wrecking them up in the open range as infantry don't really get any cover bonus while in the forest. Compared to town, they just get a camouflage bonus. And likewise, they got some more T-72Ms coming out. Yeah, quite a few T-72Ms, and even a ZLF-92. Very awesome ATGM as its ground range is 2,900 meters. It's not really any other ground-based ATGM has. Now, still pretty contested for the Delta town. Redfor amazingly holding on. These Juk Riders doing an excellent job here. T-72 a little bit close quarters, rents right in between the buildings. Gonna be backing out there. I'll probably be for the best. And yeah, a pretty big Redfor force. A lot of cheaply, lightly armoured stuff moving up in this open terrain. And it's just a constant battle for Delta. And Redfor currently they're sort of losing in terms of zones at the moment. Blufor or Usanka are pushing them back quite well. They might want to just try and mooch as many points off Ekra at the moment and get a CV on their end in Delta. That could, if they capture both those points, that'll give them a +4 advantage and just try to end the game quickly before they get pushed out, because they are facing some heavy attacks from NATO or from Usanka at the moment. They are doing a very good job at the bottom flanks. T-55s are moving up. There's no tank stuff here. Well, not much tank stuff here from Usanka. They are getting some T-72Ms now. But just crap ton of T-55s here. Good old Redfor Soat. And some T-34 reinforcements as well. T-72 behind, attacked by the Faguch, banned tanks, and it seems like the last of Redfor resistance is going to be killed in Delta. They did manage to hold on for it for a long time. Valauka did a very good job on holding on to the sector, but the constant bombing runs from Usanka has stopped yet. Oh, we have a bit of a tank. So here's some T-34s and PGT-63s, which T-34s are AA guns in them. And actually might shoot down that gunship. Are they going to shoot down the gunship? Can they? Oh, they do. Bloody brilliant. They're now fighting distinctions. A very Oh no, that did not just happen. Oh wow. I love it how it was captured and stuff. Yep, just behind, crashed. And this sort of tank was on 1 HP, causing it to get killed in the explosion. That is some unlucky timing there. Oh, I love how Wargame does that. I love how Wargame does that. And Redfor are just going to keep control of Gofi. I'm not going to move into Charlie. As first, it's a reinforcement point, meaning that Usanka can just keep bringing out units. And secondly, there's a quite few tanks here now, some T-72Ms and Sing Songs. Redfor are actually gaining some ground back into Delta, just pouring out the Juk Riders, best careers, reserve infantry. And now here's the bombing runs. Here's a bit of napalm. And there's hardly any AA here from Valauka at all. That's why Usanka just managed to keep doing constant bombing run after bombing run. Because all they really have is this one OSHA. They're bringing up the second one now, which is good and all, but you need a bit more now with that ZSU. K, a bit of a strafe and run, And we have a counterattack here from Yusanka, this time bringing out some heavy guns, T-72BU, T-72M, SysTns. And yeah, that should be enough to clear out the starfield. The T-55s have all perished on the SU-100s and some reserve infantries in the sector. We do have T-34 reinforcements, not really too much to be worried about. And anti-helicopter helicopters, because there's a lot of helicopters over here. Valentine foreign. Just keeping it area nice and suppressed and toasty. And yeah, this is actually going to be a very nice counter-attack. Yusanka should be able to capture this place with a relative ease. Yeah, there's a bunch of cheap stuff coming in. It seems like Belauka, that's been their main playstyle at the moment for this match. It's just been bringing up a bunch of cheap stuff. I mean, all of them just been bringing up T-34s and SU-100s like it's World War II or something. Like Bleeding Battle of Kursk. But Yusanka here, they are getting some a bit better units, some better equipped units. Like you see, like this tank force here is a very nice tank force compared to its very archaic tank destroyer in World War II tank force. So they're kind of winning in terms of the action. That's why I keep mans of doing these pushes and fight them back. As a spam in these T-34s and SU-100s won't really win you a match. As much as I risk it did, it won't. And also, oh, J5's getting shot down. Seems like the here situation has gone a bit better. 2 Osas. Very good combination, actually. They fire at a ridiculously fast rate. You have SU-100 moving up. And just tank destroyer on tank destroyer wars. Oh, they're getting engulfed by the flames, yo. TO-55, burn, baby, burn. Disco on the dance floor. And yeah, Yusanka are going to have Delta under their control. They do have a command vehicle in there. Is that a vehicle and infantry? Yeah, command infantry in the sector. Holding it down. If they can get run on to go, they can start bleeding back Belauka. Whatever. SU-100 moving up to the forest. They're going to have CQC advantages, so they will be able to engage the T-72s. But they are a little bit outnumbered and out-armoured, so they should go down relatively easily. Yeah, that may never run a shot forward. It's actually never going to live. But it does get killed. This is a very intimidating tank force now, bringing up the T-64B VI. Some very nice stuff. And they do have AA to support a lot of manpad stuff, yo. I don't see too much manpad stuff now these days. Especially for their main AA, because that Tunguska is their only vehicle-based AA, and Gopher's on their control, neutralizing the point. And they might want to just continue moving up. They could completely ignore this town here. They don't know. Well, we know that there's no ATGM infantry here, so we can completely bypass it and just head into Foxtrot, which, as we can see, is fairly empty. Fairly empty. Just a few AA units coming and going. So they might want to get some recon on that area. Try to recon it out. That would be the best course of play. It's always recon the enemy points. Even if you think you have a bunch of stuff there, you never know. You might be completely unguarded. Bunch of artillery coming out, and now the artillery wars are beginning. Actually picking off the Osas and all the AA. Now still Belauka does have. Oh, got some ATGMs here, some band tanks. Finally capturing that area, very good idea. Now we have, just some kind of an ATGM force here. Cheap ATGM force with cheap tanks supporting. Wait, let me look it up. That kind of looks like that looks weird looking. It's a very funny looking vehicle. I know it is a BRDM run, but how it's open hatch with the missiles on top. Kind of looks like a duck. BRDM one really does remind me of a duck. Yeah, it's 360 no scopes on the QW. And I'm going to speed this up a wee bit. She's still pretty even Steven. I really doubt our Blufor are going to be able to push back to the Delta. There's so much stuff here. So much stuff. It's going to be hard to push through, especially on the open ground with very cheap units, very cheap and weakly armoured units. There are massing a force up here. SSU 100s. There's a gun zip and CT in position. This Infantry, just see on the minimap. All that stuff is concentrated on this one area. Almost looks like a lake on the minimap, actually. I could mistake that for a lake, yeah. And it says currently even Stevens at the moment. No side is gaining any points. Quarantino fire in the night, and that is actually going to block off that so. Big 27k is coming in. And that's the big end of that. Some BTRs and OTs going around the hills, doing a bit of scout. Oh, but is that yeah, Usanka has noticed. and the cargoes falls right back into their hand as they have recon infantry in position. Now the cargo's legging it back. Raven back to his used to be cargo friend, and now they are going to be separating rays. EMPT, finish off with BTR. Up top here, oh, Usanka are moving up into Echo. And they're going to take advantage of the concentrated force that they have here and go on their offensive. They've got to get a CV here and neutralise the area at least. They'll be in a right good position. Though they do have a lot of points to catch up to, as Blufor already halfway to victory, but there is 36 minutes left where anything can go. And you've got 272Ms. That's going to be finished off all the stuff here. There's a lot of the stuff that they have, it's all weak armour, where these ZTs and T-72s can just pop them off in one shot. Well, they really needed something a bit more heavily armoured, like T-72 BU, or something that can take a few shots. You could also argue, MiG-27s will come in and just pop them off. So it's a pretty tricky balance. But they really just want something of substance. All their stuff can get easily picked off, as you can see. Oh yeah, I actually have T-72 BI here, so I have to give them credit. Yeah, it's almost dead. I think I was MiG-27K doing a gun run. Oh, recoilless rifles in the perfect position, just doing some snipe. BTR guessing how to dodge. And in Juliet, there's not too much here at the moment. They do have a spawn point, so they can instantly fill up his town within a matter of seconds. Now, Usanka at +2. Looking quite good for him. It's just constant pouring of infantry, tanks, everything. Redfor really might want to do a counter-offensive somewhere, because they are on the defensive at the moment. But their options are pretty limited, I will admit. They can't attack anywhere up here, that's for sure. And down here, if they want to attack Gulf, well, they could do it, but there's a lot of open ground to cover. Especially with the amount of good tanks, yeah. There we go, easily picked off. Or they could try and move up into Bravo. This place is fairly unsecured. Actually, it wouldn't work. I'd have to cross the river. And you can't really cross tanks, so you can't really cross tanks across the river. You can only do APCs. So their options are pretty limited. They could maybe attack Charlie, but it is a reinforcement area. It's not really, it's not looking good for Blufor at the moment. They're going to have to attack Usanka head on if they want to be coming back into victory. Because they're catching up quite fast. And they are moving up into Echo onto T-34s. ZTs. They have a T-72 BU here. Go, very nice tank. Rocket artillery. And Barantino, and that is gonna stun up that force entirely. They're gonna be forced to fall back. Or Redfor or Balauka are moving up onto Goth. And now, oh, they're actually doing quite well. Quite well indeed. They have some heavy tanks here. It's just what they desperately need. And that T-64 BVI can go toe to toe with T-72. Maybe not the B, but the T-72M they can easily kill. It's a pretty good counterattack so far. So there is an awful lot here, and they just keep pouring up reinforcements. So I think this may be a little bit of a short-lived assault. Constant artillery, stunning up the ATGMs and transports. A lot of infantry being brought up, bloody hell. A lot of infantry. UBF 9, which sort of getting picked off by the BU. BTR 70 kind of in a hot spot at the moment. Can I get out of that? Oh, and he sort of just reversed right into it. 1 HP left. Little BTR, that could. Yeah, it's neutralising the point. More reinforcements coming in, including a command infantry squad to hold down the area, do some infantry routes and VDV. Pretty good choice, as RPG does have extended range, and that vampire one, that vampire RPG 29, it's amazing. Amazing RPG. As he's calling these guys to fall back. But VDVs aren't really RT resistant, yo. And T90S actually finishing them off. And this is going to be a short-lived attack, it seems. And Yusanka are in the lead now. Have caught up, or actually overextended Balauka. Command infantry is trying to go into Echo. Just doing anything to try and neutralise it, but as we can see here, these Chinese regulars aren't having any of it. Well, they... Yeah, that's Chinese. That is Chinese. They're going to be fighting over the mountains. And just literally a foot surg over the mountains. I just want to slow this down. This is... They're always 14 infantry fight on mountains, trying to go up and down, but they're just getting obliterated by all sorts of just nasty HE weaponry. So that may not go too well. T90S is falling back. Lot of heavy stuff here now. Do some tanks moving up here, some PTGZs. Very nice 60-point tank destroyer that China does get. Has an insanely good cannon, some T-72 BIs and BU. So very good heavy tank force. And you see they are actually moving up quite effectively, picking off the AA in enemy tanks. This is the type of ground force they need to win. And I'm really enjoying this match at the moment due to the fact that both sides are using an extensive amount of tanks now. Usually, so far in Red Dragon, tanks are not really a popular unit to get because of ATGM planes and ATGMs. But both sides don't really have any insane ATGMs. They're using the band tanks, which are fairly weak, and you haven't really seen too much ATGM plane. There's an SU-25T earlier, and a couple MiG-27s back about it. So it's really been quite a good excuse for both sides to just amass these giant tank forces and pit them up against each other. And you don't really see that too much anymore, as I mentioned before. ATGMs rule the day, and the bane of any tank. And Usanka just slowly cruising to victory. I'm going to turn this up to +3. I highly doubt that Balauka can counterattack. So I'm just going to speed this up. Yeah, it's getting... seems like they're not really attacking anymore. There's more stuff moving up. And yeah, we have a lot of assault here. Decent to 2Ms, bunch of ATGMs, and yeah, that'll be an open ground war. There goes Serega. I know BTV is moving up after Valentine in the enemy. And, oh, they all actually left at the same time, calling their GGs, and well, that will be a good game. And it seems like Usanka, getting quite a lot more kills compared to Steel Balauka. Very good match, yeah, just pretty good helicopter rush early on from Balauka into Delta. They couldn't hold Joe, it was pretty hard, just constant bombing runs from Usanka made that quite hard, and Usanka's assault onto Goth at the bottom allowed him to just get the points that they needed to win and counter-attack in topside and holding both of those flanks very heavily, so Steel Balauka could not counter-attack. So, very good game overall, and that is me done. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.